Let's talk about Subex's Q3 profit after tax that was up as much as 16 crores versus the 21.5 crore rupees it saw. That's in fact down about 23%. We've got Subash Menon, founder, chairman, president and CEO of the company, who's joining us live from Bangalore to really talk to us about the performance. Mr. Menon, thanks so much for speaking with us. I'm going to begin by asking you, the performance when it comes to your products business has been pretty good. Are you sort of expecting that to go forward? Also, look at the margin, seems to suggest that we've seen a fair amount of improvement. Is that something you're hoping to maintain?
Yeah, absolutely. So we are, if you look at the products business on a sequential basis, we have seen a growth of almost 8% in our revenue. And if you look at it on a year-on-year basis, that's about 20%. So that's a continuing products business that we have, which is business optimization. On the EBITDA front, we have done about 37% of EBITDA this quarter, again on the product side. So you really need to look at, the PAT line, of course, is after the exceptional items, which is all the mark-to-market, and the movement of the foreign exchange, the currency and stuff like that. So on the product side, clearly we are doing quite well, and we expect to continue to do in a similar manner going forward.
In a sense, what's the expectation when it comes to the order pipeline in the third quarter, especially when it comes to IT budgets in 2012? Because just about every tech company is talking about how clients are being pretty cautiously optimistic.
I would agree with you that clients are indeed cautiously optimistic, no doubt about that. Nobody is quite gung-ho about what's happening out there in the economy. Having said that, you would see that as against the $74.5 million of order intake from this particular space in the whole of last year, we've done 69.5, almost $70 million of order intake this year. And a big chunk of that is in managed services. So order intake has not slowed down. Rather, that we have done very well on the order intake side. And given the nature of the order intake being managed service, a lot of it being managed service, upwards of 30% being managed services, we do expect that to provide a very stable revenue situation going forward in the years to come.
Right. Mr. Menon, before I let you go, you said that, of course, you haven't seen the order intake sort of slow down. So give us a sense of what is the current qualified product order pipeline? How much of it do you see sort of fructifying in the fourth quarter? Also, a quick word in terms of, the global impact really when it comes to your own business.
Okay, if you look at the current qualified pipeline, that's in the region of about $432 million for us at this point in time. That's been growing steadily over the past few quarters, and we expect that to continue to grow. On an annual basis, when we give the qualified pipeline, that's actually for a year, for the next, rolling 12 months really. So when you look at the next 12 months, we expect to convert about 25% of that, so upwards of $100 million into orders over the next 4 quarters. So if I'm to look at the next quarter, which is quarter 4, I would expect a similar an order intake which is reasonably similar to where we are at this point in time in Q3. So for the whole of this year, we are looking at an order intake of almost $90 million plus, and out of that we are very close to $70 million at this point. I'm 69.5. So if I look at the environment out there, Europe is in a bit of a bad shape, and so is the US to some extent. So there will be certain, the sales cycles will get will become longer in such situation. That notwithstanding, given the kind of visibility and the pipeline that we have at this point in time and the conversion rate that we have experienced in the past, I feel confident that we would get to that $100 million plus kind of order intake over the next 12 months or so.
All right, Mr. Menon, we leave it at that. Subash Menon there, of course, talking to us about his company's third quarter performance. Let's take it to the other big story where the rupee has seen a massive surge today.